Hi again, welcome to another video, and in today's video we're going to try and start this Puch E50 engine up on the bench. It's from a Puch Maxi and it's a 50cc. This is exactly how I bought it. Well, that lead wasn't in it, I've just put that in there temporary. I've been trying to sort out the bits I need because there's quite a few bits missing. It come, as you can see it there, I had no stator on it, which I have got one there. It had no flywheel on it, I've got one there. And carburetor, this is one I already had, so I've got that on hand when I need that to start it. But first I'm going to get this stator on, and I was kindly sent this from a person I've known a while now. I got the wheels from my Puch Maxi, the purple one, the one I call Pearl the Puch. I bought the wheels off of him, and I've kept in contact with him because we met on a Puch forum, and I asked did he have one of these, and he said yep, and he kindly sent me that and that for free. So that was really good of him. His name's Anthony, and I'll put a photo in now of his two Puches because he has got two nice Puches. Like one's really customized, one is quite customized if you like, but yeah, they're both lovely machines. So I'll put a photo of them in now. So yeah, as you saw, they are two nice machines he's got there. Yeah, the stator he sent me didn't have the coil on it. I had that coil. I don't know whether it's any good or not, but I've put that on since I received this through the post. So yeah, we're going to get that on first. I didn't have a nut for the end of there. I have ordered one of them, as you can see there. It's a brand new one. And the little key as well. I ordered one of them at the same time, so I've got both of them bits, and I had to find some little bolts to bolt it on. So the first job is going to be, I think what I'm going to do is just push that HT lead through, and I'm going to screw that on there, so that's in place. So if I screw that on, that wire I don't think is important at the moment because that's the lighting wire, so I'll just tuck that behind when I put this on. So yeah, I'm not quite sure where I'm going to put that. Where does it come out there? So yeah, I might as well push it up the back actually and push it out the same hole as the HT lead just to keep it out of the way. So I'll get them screws in. And I have got to set the points as well. The points are actually loose at the moment, if you can see there. The little screw ain't screwed up. So anyway, I'm just going to put these in for a start. It's just some little bolts I found. I've got a washer on each. So there's one go in there. I've got the 3 bolts in now, and I've just basically put them halfway in the slot. There's like a slot there what I'm not using, but that's the same sort of thing on the 3 bolts, and that's where I'm going to just tighten it up on them. I only just want to hear the engine sort of start up and run, because I have plans for this engine to put a 70cc pot and piston on, and do various other bits to it as well. I solely bought this to sort of try and get a 50-mile-an-hour Puch basically in the end, but yeah, a lot of the parts are quite expensive actually when you add them all together, so it will take time. But that was the purpose of buying this engine. But I thought I might as well hear it run on its old pot and piston. It's totally standard at the moment, so yeah, that's what I'm gonna do, see if I can get it running. Like I said, I don't even know whether that coil is any good because that's one that come with one of my other Puches. So yeah, I'm not sure about that. And I'm not even sure of the points gap. I might just put a gap on it and just see. Generally they will start up okay, and you can sort of fine tune it after if you choose to. I'll put that little key in at the bottom. How well you can see that. Yeah, you can see that little key there. I'm just sort of squeezing that down there. So now I've got the key in, which is just down there. That's all in place. We can get this flywheel on and then get the nut tightened, and then we can adjust the points then. Let me just see if I can get that in place. There it is. So I'll just tighten that up. It might shake a little bit now when I'm tightening this up. Yeah, the engine could have issues internally. The piston doesn't look great through one of the ports, but we'll see. They're quite a forgiving engine. It should run, I would imagine. So now the nut's tight. It is a little bit hard to turn over as I do it like that. I have put a bit of WD-40 in, just sort of in where the crank area is and down the bore, just to sort of loosen up a bit. But it is a bit hard to turn over. So what I might do, I might just spin it over on the with the impact, just so before I try to start it. But at the moment I'm going to see if I can get a spark. If I can get a spark, then I'm moving along a little bit then. Well, I have got a gap and it's working, so I'm just going to leave it there. I didn't use feeler gauges or anything. I didn't plan to. Just thought I'd get a gap, turn it over and see if I get a spark. So that is my next step. I'll see if I can get a spark. I've got a spark plug here, so that'll do. And then I'll get the impact, turn it over and see if we have spark. Off camera, I have just spun it over with the drill. With no plug or anything in it, just to sort of loosen the engine up, because yeah, that was a bit tight. I didn't like how tight that was, but it seems to have loosened up a little bit now. So the next step is connecting that spark plug, and then I'll use the drill again and we'll see if we've got a spark. If we've got a spark, then we'll get a carburetor on it, get some fuel to it, and hopefully it'll start up and run. You may jump around a little bit here. I do apologise if you do. As you can see, had a good spark, so I'm pleased with that. So that side of things is okay, and it's turning over okay as well. It has loosened up quite a lot now. The person I bought it off did say that it had been hanging around in the shed for years and years and years, so he couldn't tell me much about it. He said he didn't really know much about it, so yeah, I thought, well, there isn't too much can go wrong with these, but yeah, the piston could be totally shot or something like that, but let's hope it's okay and it'll fire up. So now we have spark, I'm going to put the carburetor on. I have a gasket on there, so I'm just going to put that on there like that. It's easy, there's only two nuts, one each side. You can see one there and there's one there, so I'll get them on. I know this carb is good. I think it probably come off my silver Puch, the first one I ever bought, so I think it's a good one. So now I'm going to go for start up. I'm going to connect the plug lead. I've got a fuel tap up here, you can't see that, but yeah, that's on. And then I'm going to raise it. It says it goes that way, so let's see if it starts. When it starts, the nut will probably come off because it will work like that, but we'll just see. It did last time I did one of these, but I think it should start pretty quick. Do we need choke? I'll try it. as you saw, I tried to start it before and it just didn't want to know. I have played around with it a little bit since, but I think it should go now. I've had it pop. I haven't actually had it running, so I've had it just fire. I actually took the carb back off and put a bit of carb spray in, and actually did pop. Carb's back on now, so hopefully it will start. We'll know in a second. Trying. Still not quite got it right. Smoking out of there now. Drill smoking as well. Yep, I'm going to have another look at it. I thought it was going to go that time, but yeah, these things don't always go to plan. I've had problems with this engine trying to start it, as you've seen a couple of times, a couple of failed attempts. So I did mess around with the ignition again, and I have actually changed the coil. The one I had on it, yeah, this one was the one I did have in it, and it kept, the flywheel kept scraping on there. Did try and clean it up and still did the same. So I had bought a new one for my silver Puch, I think. So I have put that in there, and that clears lovely now. So yeah, that's why that was catching. It just turns around really nice now, and it's got a good spark and everything. After I sorted that coil out and I tried to start it again after then, it didn't really pop or anything, nothing to speak of. It wasn't going to start. So I decided to take the cylinder and head off. There's the head. I could have showed you that, but all it was two studs like that come out and two studs stayed in, as you can see there, and they were just nuts on the end. Very easy to take off. I'll show you me putting it back on. But yeah, that's the head. The cylinder is here, and it's okay. It's not really scratched much. No, it's pretty good. But these were made very well back in the day. I think someone said they're chrome, hard chrome or something in there. So I've never really seen one bad. So that's all right. But what I have noticed, and I don't know how well you can see it, I'll just move that along. So after I took the cylinder off, I think I found my problem. The piston is a bit damaged there. I had noticed that through the exhaust port. Not really bad, but the rings are stuck at the bottom. They're all right at the top part, but they're stuck in at the bottom. So I'm going to try and free them. Well, actually, that one is all right. That's not too bad. It's a bit worn there, though. It's not brilliant. But that one, the other one is definitely stuck. So I'll see if I can get them out and make them a bit better. They are a bit worn, so I was hoping that one was actually going to be stuck and it'll ping out more once I had released it. But that one is actually moving. But it's the other one that is actually stuck. So I might get away with just loosening them. It might well go then. I could buy a new piston and rings for it, but it's not really much point when I'm going to do lots of work to this engine in the future, and it will be a different cylinder and piston and everything. So I'm not going to spend money on it. I'd just like to have heard it run. So yeah, we'll see what we can do. We'll see if we can get them free and see if it will run. I'll get a little screwdriver and see if I can just ping that out without breaking it, and then we'll get it all back together. And then see if it goes. I did buy a gasket set for this, but I doubt I'll use it. It's not that bad on there, and I don't really want to waste a gasket if I don't have to. So, and that one between the cylinder and the head is just an aluminium one anyway, so that was all right. So yeah, I'll just get a little screwdriver and see if I can ping that out. Let's have a go. We'll see if we can just loosen that if I'm careful. I don't want to break it. Looks like it will move. I might actually take the rings off, if that one will come out. Yeah, it's stuck in there because of the slight bit of damage around there where it's caught, and it sort of give it a sharp edge. So there, we've got one out. I don't know how well you saw me get that out, but yeah, that come out okay. We can do the same with the other. I'll give just scrape round in there a little bit, just give it a bit of a clean up. and then yeah, hopefully the rings sit better in there then, and they'll be good enough to start it. Let's see if we can release the second one enough to do the same. Get that out. Yeah, that's come loose pretty easy. So yeah, if I can get that out as well. Probably didn't need to really, but what I decided to do was actually just push that ring down that way a bit, just so I can get in where the groove is. And it isn't that bad. There's a bit of a sharp edge on it. I think probably I'll get away with that, at least to start it anyway. Yeah, there's a sharp edge round there. So just leave it with me a minute, and I'll be back with you after. I'll just give that a little bit of a clean. I might try and get just a little bit of sandpaper in there, just to sort of smooth it off a little bit. I don't want to go too hard at it, just get it in there and a bit of carb spray and just to clean it up. And then I think that'll be okay then. I think it's just lack of compression, because them rings were stuck at the bottom. So yeah, hopefully it will fire up after I've sorted it out. I've smoothed that off a bit now, around there, and it's a lot better. So we'll just get that ring back into place, that one there. Should be nice and easy. Yeah, that's better, a lot better. I'll just put a little bit WD-40 on them afterwards, and then we've got to get this one in. I can't see where the little tab is on that one at the moment. Yeah, I can down there now. So we'll just get that one over. Yep, that's in place, and that one's in place. And they are springing in and out now. They're a lot better than they were. So I'll just put a bit of WD-40 on them. Should help a bit. If I was keeping this pot and piston on it, I would just get a new piston, because that's all I'd actually need, new piston and rings. But there's a little bit of muck on there. But like I said, as I'm going to be uprating this engine, I'm not going to spend the money on it. So I'm going to get my piston ring tools out of the drawer, and then we'll get this pot back on and get all the bolts and that done up, and then we can try and start it again. Now I'm going to get the pot back on. I'm going to put that in there first to stop it slipping back. Then I've got the ring tool to hold the rings in place. So I'll just make sure the rings are where they should be. I think they're okay. My hand might be in the way a little bit here, but I'll try and do it on my left hand. It looks to be okay there. So I hope you saw that okay. I have to try and get that off now, which is a little bit difficult because it's stuck on the studs at the bottom, but that's out. That is out as well. We'll just push that back in place there, and I can just hold that now and just yeah, that seems to be moving okay. So the next step is the gasket. Goes over like that, and then this goes on the head with the decompression bit at the bottom. That gasket has a little hole in it there, and that goes to there. That's to do with the decompression valve. So I think that's seized actually, a decompression valve, but that's not important. The most important thing is it's shut, because if it wasn't shut, it wouldn't have the compression it needs. So that's all good. We'll get that stud in there, that stud in there, and we'll just wind it up a little bit with this. could have done a compression test on it. It might have indicated, well, it would have indicated lower compression, but I'd still have to take it off to investigate anyway. So I just bypassed the compression test and just went straight in to have a look. These washers are a little bit difficult to get on at the bottom, and the nuts, but that's all I've got to do. Washer on there and there, and a nut on each as well. I'll do that off camera, then I'll be back with you and we'll try and start this thing. So hopefully this time it will start. Will it be a fail? I don't know. If it doesn't start now, I'm not really quite sure what to do, but we'll give it a go. The fuel is leaking a little bit out of the carburetor, so it's a bit of a pain. It's dripping a bit. Actually, it seems to have stopped at the moment, but it was dripping. But should be good enough to get it started. I don't know what way to go with the choke. I think that's on here, so we'll give it a go. Nearly, it's getting smoky in here. So yeah, result. It's a runner. The carb was leaking a little bit. It's actually, I think it stopped a little bit now actually, but I think the carb needs a clean out and a tune up anyway. But I managed to get ticking over of sorts, so that's all I really wanted to do. I just wanted to fire it up, and it was them stuck rings which were the problem, and also that coil catching as well wasn't helping matters. So yeah, it runs all right. You saw it got quite smoky in here, but it doesn't smell as bad as it would do because I used Aspen. It's only because I was too lazy to move the van because the back doors were blocked in. So I grabbed this out of the shed. I had some, so yeah. So it doesn't smell too bad actually in here. But yeah, that's running pretty well. So the plan for this is basically at the moment just tuck it away in a box until I'm ready to sort of get to work on it. I'm glad I bought it because yeah, it's all right. Yeah, and it was just them rings stuck. So yeah, it wasn't too hard to sort. Oh, and also when I'm sort of really cracking on with work on these Puches, I'll show you how to do the ignition timing and the points and everything. I only just I quickly just did it really. I didn't set anything much, just sort of got a gap on the points, and I did alter the stator a little bit when it didn't seem to be starting, but the reason it wasn't starting was because of them rings, and also yeah, that coil was catching, so it wasn't really working right. I think if the coil had been right and the rings hadn't have been stuck, it would have started straight off without me messing around with the stator. So yeah, anyway, I'm going to leave it there. So thanks for watching, and I'll be along with another video again soon. So bye for now.